Welcome everyone, Tuesday Tea Time with Elsa, and today we have Steam and Ripley with us. I am inside drinking my tea today because it is pouring rain outside, and so I thought I would invite you guys inside with me. It's a day for computer work and catching up on all things business, and life is good when you've got the dogs hanging out with you. Ripley and Steam are with me today. Breeze is in the city. My dogs have lots of people who love them. So sometimes they're with me, sometimes they're with Kevin, sometimes they're with our parents. I believe in diversity. I believe that life is good when you have lots of family and lots of people who love you. So still, I love having my dogs with me, particularly on a rainy day like today. So today, for tea time, I thought I would talk a little bit about goals. It is New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve is where we start talking about New Year's resolutions. Huh, Steam? You got any New Year's resolutions? He's pretty present time. I'm not sure if he has resolutions or not. What about you, Ripley? I think her resolution is to be pretty comfortable over there in her dog bed. Anyway, New Year's resolutions, it's a very human thing. We all do it. Some people resolve to not have can't even say the word. Some people resolve to not have resolutions, but it is a subject that comes up around New Year's. And for horse people, it's usually something along the lines of, I'm going to ride 5 days a week, or I'm going to exercise my horse enough this year that they're not fat, or any number of things. I'm going to get to that clinic that I didn't get to last year, or I'm going to ride that trail that I didn't. Horse people love making horse-oriented New Year's resolutions. And I've been thinking about that a little bit. And goals, they're important. Goals are important, but they're often too big to manage. And I think this happens with horses in particular. We decide horses should do something. And then we try and figure out how to get that thing done. Whatever it is that you think this new year should have in it. And often that's too big. I'll give you a perfect example. My goal for Atlas is I would like to be able to put a halter on him and safely trim his feet without use of dominance to achieve it. It's a big goal. Atlas has a lot of abuse in his past. I have no doubt that I could dominate him into that, but doing it without any dominance is a really big puzzle. That's the big goal. When we're talking about big goals with horses, we then have to think about how to break those down. So as I sit here and drink my tea, I know what the big goal is. Then the immediate question is, what can I do right now? Right now, sitting here with my dogs, Steam's beside me, Ripley's over there, what can I do right now? Because right now is where my power is. I'm not anywhere near Atlas. Not anywhere near accomplishing that goal. So the two seem really separate right now and this big goal that I've set. The power is in the gray area between right now and the big goal. The gray area between those is the only place we have power. So right now I can talk to you guys about it. I could write down a list of things that I might need to get done. I could write down the things that we can do right now that'll lead us in the right direction and how to make those stronger. I could close my eyes and imagine it. There's all sorts of things I could do right now that would support me towards that goal. But then the things that are really important are, what am I going to do later today? That's the gray area between now and the big goal. And I think that's the thing we forget when we set New Year's resolutions. We set this thing that we're going to do tomorrow, or we're going to do next week, or we're going to do every day for the rest of the year. We love to set big goals. But the power is in the gray area between right now, what can I do right now, and what is the ultimate goal. So the gray area is really when I walk through Atlas's paddock later, when he turns his head towards me and he pricks his ears at me, do I stop and relish that moment and go, yeah, that's the way I want Atlas to look at me when I go to put a halter on him, or when I stand up from trimming his feet. That's the expression I want on his face. When you can see those little pieces, those little steps, and go, yes, that. Stand there, soak it up, feel how good it is. That's the gray area between right now and the big goal. Okay, so when I walk through the paddock and I find that maybe Atlas gets a little worried about something, okay, you see there's a noise. The ravens here are really noisy. They make funny noises. Sometimes the ravens will fly overhead barking like dogs because they mimic the dogs. Anyway, when the birds fly by and the horses sometimes get startled, that's a moment where the stress is rising. And then when I see that stress come back down, I go, that's the thing I want. I want to see that my horses can have stress go up, but then have it come back down. When the stress comes back down, I want to make sure that I am absolutely in harmony with that horse, that I'm maybe standing in their favorite place, that I am the kind of partner they want when they are doing the kind of thing I appreciate. So in that moment, that's the gray area between right now and my big goal. And when I say that that's the gray area, it's because, yes, while it's happening, it is the right now, but it's a right now that I can plan on in the future, okay? So it's not the right now that's going to happen every day for the rest of my life or every day for the next year. It's something that's going to happen and I can't predict it. I don't know when the stress is going to go up and come back down again. I just have to be ready for it. That's the gray area of what I can do right now. But between now and the future, I have to look for all those little moments where I go, yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. If we can reinforce all the little things that happen spontaneously, yes, absolutely, Stephanie, the low stress moments, when we see those low stress moments, we go, yes, how do I celebrate this? How do I reinforce it? I didn't necessarily make it happen. Maybe it happened by accident, okay? The stuff that happens by accident is sometimes the most important foundation for the stuff you're going to do on purpose later. If we can see all the little things that happen by accident that are going to build the foundation for the big goal we want later, that gives you the support to ask for the big things later. And so when I'm working with the horses, my eyes are open for all the little things they might do by accident that will support us when I want to ask for big things later. So, New Year's resolutions are to be out there every day working with Atlas to the point where I can take care of his basic needs. I can trim his feet. I can do the things he needs. Now, because I'm me, I want to do those without dominance. And my New Year's resolution is to work on that every day until I solve this puzzle. But I think the important stuff is the stuff that happens by accident. I'm going to show up. I'm going to work with Atlas. I'm going to do the very best I can, but I can't make him achieve the goal, or at least I don't want to. It's not my style. I want to show up, see what happens, really celebrate the stuff that I like, that's a good foundation for the stuff that I'm going to ask for in the future. The stuff that I'm going to encourage Atlas to do in the future needs a foundation of all the moments he's enjoyed with me. And so that's really my New Year's resolution, is to break the things I want down into smaller pieces. let them happen naturally. Instead of making things happen, how do I set them up? Set them up so that they happen easily. Set them up so that it's a million tiny things that build the support for the big things. And I think life's easier that way. So I guess I'm throwing that out to all of you guys. That's my tea time thought for today. How can you break your New Year's resolutions down so you can celebrate each small segment of success instead of black and white, succeeding or failing? You know, what's a piece of it that you could say, yeah, if I can do more of that, it'll keep building into good stuff. It's not all or nothing. Where we have power is in the gray area between now and the big stuff. So yeah, exactly, Donna, showing up. First, you just got to show up. And today, I mean, I'm not out with the horses right now. I'm in here with the dogs sleeping. Steam and Ripley are there. And I'm showing up to talk to you guys. I'm not actually out there in the rain with the horses, although I will be later this afternoon. We have to remember it's the little things too. So even if you don't always... Sometimes I get on myself about not spending 12 hours a day out with the horses. I have lights in the arena. I could literally eat every meal out there in the paddock with them. But that's not really realistic. So sometimes I'm going to be in the house finishing up some computer work, hanging out with the dogs, talking to you guys. Showing up is about showing up mentally for what you want to happen. Getting closer, staying longer. Exactly, Deborah. It's all the little things. You know, if I get really well set up here in the house while it's pouring rain, later on when the rain softens up a little bit and I go out there, I'm more prepared. I'm going to do a better job and everything's going to go well. So I got to keep celebrating all the little moments that are going to support the bigger moments later. So thank you, George. Yeah, exactly. We can be consistent no matter if we're the horses or the dogs or the humans. Huh, Steam? Are we being consistent? Jury's out on that, Steam says. So anyway, I'm going to get back to my work here in the house, and then hopefully the rain will soften up and I'll get out with the horses a little later. And hopefully that gave you guys some good things to think about. Celebrate the little stuff. Know what your big goals are, but really, really invest in all the small steps building up to those big goals. Celebrate the small stuff you didn't even plan, the stuff you didn't expect. Realize where the support for your big goals comes from. So enjoy and Happy New Year's, everyone. And Steam and Ripley say Happy New Year's and get comfortable. That's what life is. It should be comfortable. Bye-bye, you guys. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will talk to you next week and next year.